Hello, I'm one of the liaison librarians at the Library of the Health Sciences at the University of Illinois Chicago. In this video, I'm going to talk about controlled vocabulary. Understanding what it is can be tremendously helpful when you are doing research. It's a system for dealing with the fact that authors can use varied words or terminology to talk about the exact same idea. Oddly enough, controlled vocabularies across databases are not even called the same thing. It's also worth mentioning that not all databases offer the user a controlled vocabulary. CINAHL gives us subject headings, Embase gives us Mtree, PsycInfo gives us a thesaurus, and PubMed has devised medical subject headings, or MESH, whereas Scopus and Web of Science do not provide the user with a controlled vocabulary. Let's say I'm doing a search for literature about carbonated beverages and diabetes. There are so many terms that refer to carbonated beverages, I'm not sure which ones to use in my search string. I really want to make sure I find all the best articles, but trying to type in all the right terms leaves so much room for error, and it's going to take forever. In a case like this, controlled vocabulary is especially helpful. It should save you time because ultimately you'll skim through far fewer articles that don't pertain to your topic. Using controlled vocabulary forces one to be systematic about building search strings. As a result, it provides a record of your search attempts or a search history, and this will save you time when writing a methods section. That same search history will prevent you from searching the same string over and over again because you've forgotten which searches you've already tried. Perhaps, best of all, you'll gain confidence in your search process because looking at the different search results will give you clues about refining your search. Let's resume our diabetes and carbonated beverages search. I'm going to begin by gathering terms to build my search string. After typing diabetes into MESH, I learned that I can choose the specific kind of diabetes I intend to research from among several different ways diabetes is identified. Not all diabetes is the same, and using this MESH term should limit my results to only those articles that include type 2 diabetes as a significant part of the discussion. Here is a search history as I referred to earlier. It's helpful to start out the string building process isolating each term in its own search. This lets me judge as to which terms are advantageous. For the sake of comparison, I've typed in keywords to compare with what happens when I use MESH terms. In each instance, I'll start broad and then get more specific, all the while watching the important blue numbers on the right column. Using the keyword type 2 diabetes is going to reap better results than general diabetes. But the distinction becomes even more dramatic when I look at how well my MESH terms do. Comparing these numbers helps me decide which terms I'm going to use moving forward to build my search string. In this particular instance, I'm going to use the MESH term for diabetes mellitus type 2 and discard all the other keywords and MESH terms I've collected. I'm going to return to MESH and type in soda to see what controlled vocabulary there is for carbonated beverages. I recommend using plain language when you're searching in MESH. For example, yogurt is a MESH term, running is a MESH term, and it's differentiated from jogging. Noting entry terms for carbonated beverages is very reassuring. I'm going to choose to use it in my search string. It might seem tedious, but this entire process will go much more quickly once you've had just a little practice. We're finally at the magic moment when I use my two MESH terms to put together my shirt string and check out my results. Reviewing 67 articles doesn't seem overwhelming at all, and I'm curious to see what I find. This has been an extremely basic demonstration of how to use controlled vocabulary. And remember, we only used MESH, the controlled vocabulary, in PubMed. The controlled vocabulary in other databases basically work the same way, even though they look a little different. Remember the advantages using controlled vocabulary offers. And thanks for watching.